Hey, as requested, I'm gonna be reviewing a video called Ways to Get Women Out of Your League.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I have a very special guest with me, my boy Ashton. We're gonna be recording some
What was that? That was a bit embarrassing.
IRL content for you guys in the near future. But while he's here, I figured we might as well make a tier list together. So we cooked up an idea. We're gonna be talking about the ways that you can get women out of your league. Okay, so we have a bunch of ways on this list right now, and we're gonna be ranking it from your finished all the way up to confirmed model, right? If you end up in your finished, it just means that no matter what you do, you're pretty much done, right? Like it's over for you. And if you end up at the top, that means that if you leverage these specific things that we're gonna talk about, you're probably gonna pull a model. So is there anything you wanna add?
I actually have a model girlfriend.
Ashton, before we get started?
Let's get it.
Yeah, let's get it. Subscribe. The first thing we have on the list is money. So I'll let you start off. What do you think about money? Where do you think this is gonna go? Leveraging your money and your finances to get a hotter girl.
I think it's cope because this is like a black pill term, but genuine desire, right?
Yes, the black pillars misuse the word cope all the time. They use it as if it has the opposite meaning. Cope means to successfully deal with a situation, meaning that money would be great for dating and attracting women. What they mean is that it's actually a bad idea to go after money. That's what they call cope. But it's of course not exactly the brightest community out there.
An interesting thing I found and figured out is that a lot of quote unquote bums, drug dealers, that archetype of guy ends up with hot and attractive girls, whereas rich guys end up paying me for consultations because they can't get women. And not only that, a lot of times the guys that are rich and have women, the actual relationship dynamic.
He also says woman instead of women. Woman in plural is women. What's up with people nowadays? Nobody can speak English anymore. They don't understand what cope means. They can't say women.
And, you know, attraction, all that shit is not, I guess, ideal, if you will. The girl is just using him as a fucking dollar sign, you know, gold digging, beta bucksing, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So yeah, I would say money is mostly.
Yes, if you're rich and you want to attract a girl, the way you should see yourself is as if you're a door for her. She will go through you, so to speak, to get the villa, the cars, the handbags, and so on. But she will never care about the door. And really, in this case, you will be more so the doormat. She will walk all over you. She will never care about you. If you actually believe that a woman is ever going to care about you because of money, which doesn't even exist, then you are at least a little bit delusional. It's impossible to care about something which is not physical, which is not real.
But if we are looking at this from a transactional point of view, it can be effective.
Yeah, you also have to look at it in terms of like, dude, every rich guy, you know, even if they're not attracting women in the right way, which is like, you know, the whole genuine desire thing, they still more often than not end up with attractive women.
Exactly.
Like if you compare a guy who's broke versus a guy who's and rich, I guarantee you the rich guy is gonna at least be.
Yes, but she won't care about you still. That just means that it's more likely that somebody is gonna use you. That doesn't really change anything. There's no genuine feelings because feelings come from the biological attraction that animals have for each other. Money cannot create attraction because it doesn't exist. It really has to be understood that no woman or man has ever been attracted to anybody because of money. It's just literally physically not even possible naturally.
With a looks match or higher. I rarely see rich guys end up with unattractive girls, but it's always like you said, like the dynamic is off, the girl doesn't really love him, he usually gets used as a beta bucks, but then you also have to think about it from the perspective of like, you know, you're still kind of pulling out of your league, right? So, you know, where
Yeah, but pulling is nothing. It depends on how you define it, but simply being able to be intimate with somebody when you can clearly notice that she doesn't have any genuine attraction towards you is meaningless. It's unfulfilling. Usually they will find an excuse not to have children with you.
do you think we'd put this? Leveraging your money. Do you think it's cope?
Confirm baddie. Because from a transactional.
What? It's at the bottom, obviously. It's not even, it shouldn't even be in the list in the first place. It's nothing. It doesn't do anything.
From a point of view, it's excellent. But then there's complications when it comes down to the dynamics and whatnot, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it can't go in at the very top.
Yeah, it's because these guys are delusional, both of them. They don't understand that they are looking at a photo of paper with symbols on it. That's it. Think about it. What can I hold here? I have some toilet paper. If I would, wait. Let's see. 1 second. Okay, I'm putting some man-made symbols on the toilet paper. Alright. Here. It's exactly the same as in the photo. It's exactly the same. There's no difference. Is a girl gonna be attracted to you because you have paper with symbols on it? How is that even possible? How can you be this delusional? Actually, they just discredited their whole video. Because that has just as much worth as toilet paper with ones and zeros on it. It's nothing. It cannot attract an animal physically, naturally.
Just because of that.
No.
Yeah, all right, let's go to the next one. We have manipulation. I think this is actually probably one of the most effective ways to do it. A lot of people are gonna, have problems with this and say that it's immoral and whatnot, but the truth is that when you tap in with her emotions and you make her feel like her SMV is lower than yours, even when it objectively isn't, because the thing that people don't understand is that, like...
Yeah, that's abuse, and they are right. It could work, but what's the point exactly? To have an abusive relationship, which is gonna fail anyway? To have a one-night stand or something? What would be the actual point of that? I see no point whatsoever.
That's what you're manipulating. When you're being manipulative, all you're doing is manipulating your own personal value so other people perceive you in a certain way. It's actually very smart. So I'll put manipulation at confirmed baddie or confirmed model.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, that's part of the problem for why, the people will say things like, well, I just want to be myself. I shouldn't have to manipulate. I shouldn't have to change her perception of me. Life is a game of perception, guys. Life is a game of getting...
Yes, but it's still not you. What are you gonna achieve then? Really, at the very best, some kind of one-night stand or something. And what's the point of that exactly? The whole reason you want to be together with somebody is to create a family, to reproduce. That's your drive, that's why you want it. If you manipulate somebody, then you're not gonna achieve that, and even if it's gonna fail...
People to perceive you a certain way so you get the things that you want. And it's like, okay, it's like saying, oh, I want to be myself, so I'm not gonna act professional and dress professional for the job interview. It's like, just like how you change in professional content.
Right, but that's not real also. That's the whole point. It's all fake. You're acting. So you would be acting in front of her. That's never gonna work out. Oh my god. These guys are messed up.
There are certain things and behavioral demonstrations you can do to come off as more attractive to women.
Right.
And part of that as well is sort of tapping into your true self. Because I feel like, you and I talked about this. Subconsciously, we do these things naturally when we're in a flow state. But so many of you guys are sort of trapped behind a layer of inhibition, a layer of fear, a layer of not being able to express yourself. And we have to kind of unravel that by teaching you these tactics. And really, they're not tactics. They're things that you should be naturally
doing. You're cooking hard with this one. I don't want to drag this too long, but this is the thing with a nice guy, right? If they don't even want to be a nice guy, that's not even their true self. They feel like they're kept in a fucking box. They're holding back their words, etc., etc.
Right.
Being manipulative or demonstrating value is not about being not authentic or inauthentic or incongruent. When you do this correctly, you're actually becoming someone you actually want to be and who you actually are when done correctly, right? So
yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Just be first theory. So what this means is pretty much be the first love interest of her life, because you're going to be much more likely to leave an imprint on her. Like if it's a chick you met in high school, you notice how like high school relationships, they usually debunk the black pill, because sometimes the guy's like way uglier than the girl, but because he was her first and he was sort of her first love interest, her attachment to him is so fucking strong.
Yes.
And it's so...
Yes, it's true. When you're together with somebody for the first time, usually you will remember them, of course, for the rest of your life. And you may still kind of mentally hold on to them. You would try to... Yeah, of course. But that's how it's supposed to be naturally, obviously. You're supposed to have this attachment to them. It's just very normal.
We're in our early 20s. You guys are probably teenagers or in your 20s, 30s, etc.
Clock's ticking, bro.
The clock is ticking, bro. Like, if you're trying to just be first, good fucking luck. Especially with attractive women.
But yeah, I mean, some guys are just going for the younger chicks, and it's like...
That's a good strat. As far as 18-year-olds, go for the 18-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right? The studies are conclusive on this. Lower mileage, less experience equals more likely to be loyal. Hotter, more feminine, etc. So, this take can get a lot of people canceled, but it's just the truth. Where would we put it though? Just be
I would have something to say about that, but I better not on YouTube.
first theory. I would say at the bare minimum, if you were her first, you could easily get a looks match, right? Easily get a looks match. So I would put this at like looks match minimum for sure. All right, next up we have looks, because this video is about ways to get girls out of your league. But if you improve your look,
Yeah, but that's way more important. How is money over that and manipulation? What is up with these guys? Yeah, that's important, of course. Then the guy and the girl, they attach themselves to each other. Ah, super bad video so far.
looks, your league improves. So then you're not really getting girls out of your league. You're just making your own league higher, which helps you get the girls in your league. This video is about getting girls who are more attractive than yourself. And you know what's funny about a lot of good-looking people? I think you and I talked about this. A lot of these looks maxers are frauds, G. They're, like, you look at their girlfriends, they're mid as fuck. They're so fucking mid. And it's like,
tragic,
how are you going to do all that looks maxing just to end up with like a 4? You
I don't watch any looks maxers. I wonder who they are referring to. I did review that one guy. I forgot the name. Yeah, would be interesting if they would show an example.
know, it's like, you guys are doing all this looks maxing shit. This is why I believe in games so much. They'll be looks maxing and then end up with like a girl who's way lower SMV than themselves, and you just know these guys can't talk to girls. These guys don't understand anything about like engaging their emotions and shit. So, you know, of course improving your looks is gonna help you get hotter girls, but if you just rely on looks, you're only gonna end up with looks matches and lower.
Yeah, I would agree. I think
Right, yeah. Money and manipulation is more important than looks. And being the first. Yeah, awesome video. Great that you're displaying your delusion.
looks don't matter. I think it's just about being yourself and being confident and having good frame and good game.
Alright, bro. Enough coping, enough copes. Meeting women IRL as opposed to dating apps. What do you think about that?
I have so much to say about this, but it's way, way, way better. And I made, you know, a lot of growth on my YouTube channel because of, you know, my dating app tactics, but I'll still say every day of the week that cold approach is 20 times better. Because here's the thing. When you see a hot girl in real life, there isn't some algorithm that determines whether she sees you or not, right?
Yeah. You're brute forcing her to interact with you.
Right, it's you and your balls. You see a hot girl, it's you and your balls.
Right.
Whether you're gonna fucking meet her and she's gonna get to know you or not, right?
Yeah, Jesse Pinkman's cooking with this.
But it's the truth, yo.
Yeah, no, it's true. And also, like, dude, I mean, you've been on, you know, Ashton's the king of the dating apps. He teaches guys text game and shit. Dating apps, from your experience, you usually get girls.
My looks match.
Looks match or midder. It's very rare that you get a girl who's more attractive than you, because those girls.
Yeah, but you get girls, meaning that none of them want to stay with you. And you at best have some one-night stands. And you're still alone, childless, pulling girls, manipulating them. What's the point of any of that? How long are you gonna do that? Until your 40s, 50s? Until it's not gonna work anymore? And then you're alone with 2 dogs at home? What the fuck is the point of any of this?
Have so many options. It's like, you saw my Tinder experiment video. So running sets IRL, meeting girls IRL, sort of evens the playing field a little bit more. And if you guys don't believe me, a lot of these looks maxers say the same shit. They say that when they go out and approach and meet girls IRL, they have so much more success than on the dating apps, despite these guys being Chad lights or...
Yes, but girls on dating apps may read about your height, but they don't actually see it or feel it in real life. Which is why when you approach them in real life, even if you're not that good looking, but you're taller than them, it gives a very different impression. That's also important to mention. But of course, there's also a bit more to it. Obviously, when you see somebody online, simply you just look at their face for the most part.
You know, higher. So I'm going to say meeting women IRL is definitely confirmed baddie. If you run sets and you meet girls IRL,
yes, meeting girls IRL is more important than your looks. Meaning no matter how you look like, you will have more success because you meet them in real life. Yeah, very logical video so far.
With the next thing that we're going to talk about, confirmed baddie, which is volume. Because, you know, some girls are going to find themselves out of your league. Some girls, you're not going to meet their minimum looks threshold. But the beautiful thing about life and about women is that everything is subjective. 2 girls could be equal looking. One of them has a much higher looks threshold than the other. So to 2 equally hot girls, one of them might be like, damn, this guy's my type. And the other one would be like, this guy's I would never in a million years. So this is why by leveraging volume and simply talking to more hot girls, at least one of them is going to find you attractive in theory, assuming you're not like a sub 5 or anything, assuming you're not like a sub 3. So yeah, what do you think about that?
I'm tired of guys complaining about, you know, having poor results and they haven't done 100+ sets yet. And if you've done 100 plus sets, it's still a fucking warm up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do 100 more, right?
Yeah.
Volume is key.
Volume is key. I think this should go at the top of confirmed.
Yeah, confirmed baddie.
Yeah. And you know, the more volume you run on hot girls,
The less good looking you are, the more work you may have to put into it. It's not a bad recommendation as such, just the ranking is all over the place.
fame. This gotta go at the top, bro.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is
Yeah.
better than money. This is confirmed model.
Wait, what are you talking about? Danny DeVito, for example, is super famous and a millionaire. He has been for decades. How is that more important? Ah. Who are these guys? What is this channel?
Yeah, this is confirmed model. I mean, you know, we have Jay-Z in this because Jay-Z and Beyonce. Many other examples of famous dudes who pulled girls, not just 1 or 2 looks points out of their league. Because like the, you know, confirmed baddie, 1 or 2 looks points out of your league. If you become famous, you could pull girls 3 and 4 looks points out of your league. Like if you're a 5 out of 10 guy, but you're famous, you could pull an 8 or a 9. I really believe that.
Sorry to interrupt, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here's the thing. This is why money's not that important to me, because money doesn't translate the same way that status does in a woman's head. If you tell a girl, yes, I run a logistics company and make $100,000 a month, it's gonna be blah, 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 blah in her fucking head, right? If you tell a girl, I have 500,000 followers, and she sees people coming up to you and taking photos, that translates in her head that you are a man of status and value. So fame is incredibly important, or just status is incredibly important. So from a more like local scale, just being a well-known guy in your area with a good social circle is super important.
Yeah, dude.
Still never worked out for anybody. Give me one example of that ever pulling hot girls, as you would say. I've never seen it. I'm open to it. Just show me one example of that ever working out. When you look at photos of young Jay-Z, he's not a bad looking guy, that's for sure. He's also pretty tall. Masculine, you could say. It's not surprising that women were attracted to him. Also, the relationship between Beyonce and Jay-Z is a bit strange. That's of course just rumors, but there's a lot of them out there of what they are doing behind the scenes. And let's just say that they are not exclusively together with each other. There's a lot going on. That's why it wouldn't be a good example anyway.
Being famous is so OP. I mean, I've talked about this on the channel before, not just to mention the pre-selection that you get, but fame beats looks. I mean, think about it this way, right? Who has higher PSL?
What? How can you say that? How can you say that? A homeless, good-looking guy is gonna beat anybody who's famous. What does fame have to do with anything? So delusional. He can't even think of any examples. Just show that ever actually working out, becoming famous. Look at any famous YouTubers, anybody you want. It never helps you at all.
Justin Bieber or Jordan Barrett? Everybody would say Jordan Barrett is objectively better than Justin Bieber, right? Like facially, you know, better facial harmony.
Not at all. Tons of women. I think most women would say that Justin Bieber looks better. And Jordan, if I'm thinking of the right guy, that model guy, he lost a lot of body fat. I think that he took out some fat here, some people said. He actually looks realistically below average now. He's not a good looking guy at all. But he used to be when he had fat in the face. Now he looks sick and malnourished. And when you're that malnourished looking, you actually become pretty unattractive. But even at the models guy's prime, I think most women would still say that Justin Bieber looked better.
Better, more striking features, etc. Who would every woman on earth rather go for though? Justin Bieber?
Justin Bieber, 100%. Over 90% of women. It's not even a question.
Or Jordan Barrett? Justin Bieber,
That's
easily.
based.
Fame beats looks. When you get to a certain level
Yeah, because he's better looking. Idiot.
of fame, it just overrides looks because women have an emotional attachment, especially if you're doing music or acting. Women have an emotional attachment to your work.
Or PUA.
Oh my god, this video is turning to one of the most delusional ones I've ever seen.
PUA is another, it's a different breed, bro. I think women would still pick Jordan Barrett over Mystery, though. I could be wrong. Passport bro maxing. What do we think about this? Passport bro. You could, dude, I talked about this with Wheat Waffles. The country you're in actually matters quite a bit. Like, I really believe that probably one of the easiest ways to pull girls out of your league is by relocating to somewhere where there's less competition, where the market's easier, right? So I actually think that this should go to confirm that.
Yeah, that's true.
Not much else to say here.
Sadly true.
Sadly true.
You know why?
Actually, it does work. If you go to Southeast Asia, Philippines, maybe Colombia also, South America. That's what I've heard people do. And I've seen videos. You can get more attractive girls, but the question is then, do you actually want to? Do you want to create a family with them and so on? But some people may be desperate. Yeah.
Because like me and YBC like playing in the hard playing fields where other people run away, we run towards. Where other people run towards, we run away. Because like everyone's going to Philippines and Thailand, picking up, Asian chicks with. I want to be in fucking North America, picking up American 18-year-old baddies.
That's gonna get you canceled.
What? That entire sentence?
No, this is one. We're gonna have to censor that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to send this shit to Christian, bro. Just let him do his thing. Being her rebound. This is something that a lot of guys don't talk about, and it's partially every guy subconsciously knows this. When guys.
Yeah. Again, you would just be using her, or she would be using you. Usually.
Niche maxing. So this is basically when you appeal to a certain niche of girl. The idea behind this is that by you appealing to a specific niche, your competition decreases because now you're
Never gonna work, because girls and guys, seeing as it's human nature, are not attracted to hobbies, what you do, what you like. Never. It's maybe more likely that you're gonna meet somebody if you join a community, if that's what they are talking about. But it's not gonna make her like you. That never changes, because liking means attraction, and attraction stays the same no matter what you do. So this should be at the bottom.
not competing with the broader market of men, you're competing with a specific type of guy. Like if it's a girl who's tatted up fully, like has sleeves all over her body and shit, and then you do the same shit, those types of girls are usually going to end up with guys who are as tatted up as them. You know,
Right.
like just from, you know, from what you observe. And so when you do that, there's not.
Yeah, as long as you're still attractive, that's possible. You would both be damaged, have some kind of trauma, and then you can talk about how miserable your lives were together. But that's not gonna make her attracted to you still. So overall, that still doesn't help.
Many guys who are like you. Most guys aren't fucking tatted up from head to toe, right? So it's like by niche maxing, you appeal to a certain kind of girl.
Typically, a woman is gonna simply be attracted to you, and then no matter what you do, no matter how you look like. For example, if you have tattoos, and she would say that she's totally not into tattoos, and she says this her whole life, but then you come along, you're attractive, and you have tattoos, she will still go out with you simply because you're attractive. Yeah, it's just bullshit.
And because she doesn't have as many options to choose from, you could end up with a girl out of your league physically. But because you're her type and you are in the niche that she's looking for, she'll go for you. That's kind of the idea behind it.
This might be code, but I think niche maxing is arguably the same level of importance or even more important than looks maxing. Like if you have a unique look,
Yeah, for sure.
unique style, you get the point, it can really, really work in your favor. For example, like you said, tattoos.
Yeah. Escort maxing. What do you think about this? Escort maxing. I think you're finished. if you're escort maxing, you're finished, bro.
But yeah, the funny thing
Like-
is, dude, like some of these beta bucks relationships are equivalent to escort maxing damn near. They really are.
Yeah, but like
That's a good point, yes. It's just as fake. That should be really understood. But yet, you put money almost at the top, so you don't really understand it. It's the same thing, really, yeah. Yeah, it's escort maxing. Money is the same.
jester maxing. Me and Ashton specialize in jester maxing. Here's the truth nobody wants to talk about. Even Chad's jester a little
Yes.
bit. Nobody wants to talk about this truth, bro. It's a reality. The matter of fact is, even Chads try to game chicks. Even Chads do some performative things here and there. And people who think that Chad can just go out and stand and exist and he'll have a girl on her knees ready to it's just, that's how you know these guys don't go
They
outside.
don't go outside.
They don't go
They've never been in
outside.
social circles or friend
Never,
groups.
never.
Like if you've been in friend groups, in specific with women, you will see the way the high value guys in the friend group behave, right? They're still joking, making a fool out of themselves at times, trying to be performative like Yusuf said. The thing with jester maxing is that it's high risk, high reward.
Not really true. Not if you're really, really attractive. Then girls would actually gesture max towards you. They would look at you, they would smile at you, simply smile because they are looking at somebody attractive. They would go towards you, try to touch you in some way. Really, you can't just exist. Yeah. I don't think that they have any really, really good looking guy friends. That's why they haven't experienced it.
If you do, gesture maxing correctly, you can get the girl's phone number. If you do it wrong, you're gonna fucking, lawyer's phone number. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Look, I'm gonna say this. Let's say that you're sub 5, right? You have like horrible game, but all you know how to do is gesture max. Like you just do performative things. You're a clown. You make her laugh. You get her attention. You could end up with a mid though.
right.
It's not like you're finished if you just. It's not like escort
That
maxing.
shit
You're
a
done.
confirmed model, yo.
Gesture maxing and confirm. I'll get
Yes.
that out of here, bro. That shit's going at mids,
That's
bro.
the Ashton Adrian method, bro.
Yeah, okay, if you're Chad and you gesture max, yes, confirmed models, but we're talking about getting girls out of your league. If you're Chad, there's pretty much no girls out of your league,
You
right?
know what? If you're like a sub 5 and you're a good
They are confusing a girl liking the atmosphere when they are with somebody. If somebody makes you laugh, they just make you feel good. With attraction, physical, natural attraction, they want your babies. There's no connection there. What they mean is that you're kind of average or whatever, you make her laugh and blah blah blah, you maybe have some similar hobbies, and then because of all of this, she just feels as if you're okay, yeah, I like his hair or whatever, and because he makes me laugh and we both like to play the guitar, yeah, I could see myself with him, but it just stays the same because it's really based on your looks anyway. That's why it's like that. It really doesn't change anything overall.
If you're looking to get better with cold approach, looking to get better at getting girls out of your league, looking to get better with women in general, check out my school. We have guys in there getting results every single day. Guys in there fucking killing it. And if you want to be a part of our fucking community, join. Link in the description. I'll see you guys later.
Alright, that was a pretty dumb video. These guys don't understand that animals choose their mates based on how attractive they are. Your physical appearance is supposed to attract people towards you. That's how it is with every animal, as far as I know. There may be some exceptions. There's some strange animals out there, but that's all that I have ever seen. You choose the healthiest and best developed animals, especially the ones, of course, that look the closest to you, and then you reproduce with them. There's not much more to it. Of course, if you're biologically more of a man, it also means that you developed into this man because of your biochemical state. And then you're also gonna act more like a man, but that comes naturally. When a girl says that confidence is important, for example, then all that she means is that she wants to be together with a guy who is sure of himself. He walks around knowing that he's better than other men, or at least good enough for most women. He just knows it. And because of his biochemical state, he will also actually look like a man, which is really what I actually want. He's really just projecting the way he looks like. He is portraying that with the way he walks around. That's just how he feels because of the way he looks like. And if a guy is well developed, comes from a great bloodline, as in he has also inherited great features, he's biochemically healthy, well nourished, then of course he's gonna portray that with his mannerisms. That's all that girls really actually mean. This video was absolutely wrong. They don't understand anything. Don't take any advice from them. Thanks for watching.